First up, hats off to the FBI G-men. This is what America voted for, and that's the subject of the riff. Now, here's a bulletin. The G-men are doing their job, and they're doing a great job. Who are the G-men? Well, that's my favorite term for the FBI, because when I grew up, there were all these great TV shows about the FBI and G-men stopping crime in America, which, of course, is what we want them to do. FBI Director Kash Patel is going to be here in just a second, and his deputy, Dan Bongino, have righted the ship really in just a couple months. They've gotten rid of politicalization. They've gotten rid of weaponization. But you know what? Most of the special agents, brave men and women, have always been dedicated to fighting crime and maintaining law and order. During the awful Biden years, we had a group of Trump derangement syndrome haters at the top of the ladder, mostly in the Washington office. But Patel and Bongino have cleaned house. I'm going to front-run Kash just a bit by boasting about this sweeping law enforcement known as Operation Summer Heat. First of all, here's what President Trump said about it yesterday in the Oval. Take a listen.
Today, we're announcing the results of a sweeping law enforcement effort known as Operation Summer Heat. We were in many cities that people didn't know about. Working with state and local partners, the FBI arrested over 8,000 violent criminals during the course of this period. In major cities like in New Orleans, Nashville, we saw a 250% increase in arrests. And we really went after the bad ones. These include 725 individuals wanted for violent crimes against children and murderers.
All right, we've got a table about crushing violent crime, but I'm going to save it for Kash Patel in just a moment. But I will leak this. 8,629 arrests, 2,281 firearms seized, 421 kilograms of fentanyl seized, and 2,081 criminal indictments. That's the G-men at work. God bless them. Mr. Trump yesterday also mentioned that he may send the FBI into San Francisco to crack down on crime, and the president still has his eyes on Chicago, where the Trump deranged governor insists on sponsoring a law and order insurrection. And his ankle biting of the use of the National Guard, by the way, as the name suggests, the National Guard is under the ultimate purview of the commander-in-chief, a.k.a. President Donald Trump. Then there's the terrorism arrest outside of Dallas, Texas, to defend the Prairieland ICE facility, where the FBI arrested at least 2 alleged Antifa crazies. And oh, by the way, despite the Senator Chuck Schumer government shutdown, President Trump did announce that 1,811 FBI special agents will continue to receive paychecks. And as an aside, the president will also see that military people serving in harm's way will continue to get their paychecks as well. He's the boss. He runs the executive branch. And in the absence of appropriation funding bills, he has the authority to transfer cash to cover high priority accounts. Anyway, hats off to Kash Patel and his team at the FBI. And hats off to the G-men. This is what America voted for. And that is the riff.